Yeah, we'll start. So, thank you all for registering and joining in here for today's SC talk. So, social entrepreneurship talk today. We have our Pooja Kaul, who is already, like most of the ecosystem stakeholders might already know her. But before I talk about speakers, I just mention about myself and like a little bit about my organization. So this is this is a webinar from Bala Vikasa International Center, and our parent organization is Bala Vikasa, which is a 4-decade-old organization which is working for community development primarily. Have a we have three verticals. One is community development, driven development programs. So under which we work with clean water to every household. In that case, like we almost work with 6,000 plus villages. We work on pond renovations and then organic farm, whatnot. Like we have like cattle hostels also in the recent community. So we are into multiple different issues: women empowerment, widow empowerment, lot of children orphan education and all. And that is majorly the first vertical community driven development initiatives. And then secondly, what we have is PDDC, People Development Training Center, where we have international, national, and local regional level trainings. And very recently, we completed our 20 years journey of it, and we have reached more than 3.3 lakh people through that track. So, and then we have third vertical, which is currently the vertical where we are conducting this SC Talk social entrepreneurship talk with different social entrepreneurs. We just wanted that, and that vertical is actually working on responsible business and social entrepreneurship. So this is a part of social entrepreneurship. This talk. So previously we had one webinar series where we talked about why social entrepreneurs fail or succeed, and then followed by the now we are inviting very special social entrepreneurs who are already like into social recognized, and then they had many hurdles, and like they surpassed those hurdles, and they built it their story, very inspirational stories around their enterprise and for them. So we are inviting such kind of social entrepreneurs here, and we are just casually having a talk with them. That is the overall intention behind this entire SC talk. And today we have, yeah, Pooja here. So Pooja is very young, and she is a founder of Organiko-Beautifying Life, and which is basically a unique skincare product made of donkey milk. So she's helping, she's removing that stigma and at the same time helping donkey rearing families. That's a beauty in this entire enterprise, and like she has built a very great enterprise around it. I'm happy to introduce to you all participants. And at the same time, she's also an awardee of Women Entrepreneur of the Year in 2019. And at the same time, listed in Forbes 30 under 30 Asia in 2020. And then top 10 Amazing Youth of the World 2019 by International Youth Committee. One social business champ, Unis Center, who does not know in social enterprise and entrepreneurship. So she won a social business champ also there. And Pace of India is a change maker in Ethiopia, a global platform for individuals working on UNSDG. And then listed, I have already told you. He listed as a social entrepreneur 2020 and received prestigious the Diana Princess of the Wales. So she has been awarded in many places, and just offline I was asking her, how do you feel about these awards and all? So they said like it used to be my childlike dream, and like now I don't feel much, like I focus on what I can do more. That's a great of you, Pooja. And lastly, I want to mention she also had Memorial Award 2020 for her innovative social enterprise. So that's more of a Pooja. Yeah, welcome Pooja. I heartily welcome you here. And
Thank you.
so without much delay, I guess, like we have a lot to talk today. So in fact, today's actually discussion, just to keep you give you a context. and then keep a context to the entire participants here. So we are here from like we almost started at 3 o'clock, 3 and like we are going to end at 4 o'clock, 4:05, 4:10 around. And there is like we are going to cover three important things in here. So today's topic is not just about a social enterprise regular journey talk, but with the focus on USP. So how USP actually, any enterprise, we all know USP works, but like how USP is actually connected to the success of a social enterprise, not just a regular enterprise. And also we actually learn a little bit of glimpses from Pooja today on how to develop, how to communicate, and how to communicate USP. So the entire this USP is all around developing it and communicating it properly. So we'll learn from her through her journey, and also importance of USP in almost every stage of social enterprise life cycle. So these are the primary things which we are going to actually uh, just cover in this entire discussion. And I would like actually to Pooja to start with her story in a brief, and then we can, I mean, like we already have certain questions for you, and then later we can take a few questions from our participants also. So we would encourage participants to write their questions in question box, and then let Pooja actually take those questions and cover as many as possible. Thank you, Pooja, and like you can actually take the floor.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Mogli, for this awesome intro. Yeah. So I'm from New Delhi and I'm a social entrepreneur. About my organization, Organico, I think you already have the brief, actually, the little idea what we exactly do. We work with the donkey owner communities in Delhi NCR and some part of UP. So the donkey owners are marginalized people. They don't have stable livelihood opportunities. They don't have stable fixed income, and we collaborate with them, we train them, we buy milk from them and convert milk into the beauty products. Donkey milk, you would be surprised to know the cost of donkey milk in our country starts from 2000 rupees a liter. Okay, so the people who own donkeys, they were not aware, before our intervention, they were not aware exactly what to do with the donkey and the donkey milk. And one of the problem we are also working on is the decreasing population of donkey. We talk about camel, we talk about dog, we talk about tigers, birds, everything, right? But nobody in our country I ever seen talking about donkey. So that clicked me. Why not talk about donkey? And the population of donkey, has been decreasing in our country as compared to the last livestock census. We currently have, according to the last one, we currently have 1,20,000 donkeys in our country only. That actually hit me. Why not do something for donkeys plus the people who own donkeys, because they are losing their livelihood opportunities because of the new mode of transportations are coming. They don't have what do you say, people want to go for the faster mode of transportation for a career, to carry the bricks to at constructions, at bricklanes, anywhere. So that's how I discovered about this problem. That's how I discovered about why should I use donkey milk to create employment. This Organico was basically my master's degree project. I'm from Tata Institute of Social Sciences. I did my master in social innovations and entrepreneurship. So in second semester, I was given an opportunity to do a 3 months of pilot project, 3-month testing project. And that time only I was interested in dairy sector, and my course in charge, he said that we need innovation. I was doing my research, read in Switzerland based dairy farm article. So that lady was selling donkey milk to infant. Donkey milk is good for asthmatic people, people who have like lactose intolerant, and some cancer patient also consume donkey milk for immunity, as a immunity booster. So that lady was selling donkey milk in Switzerland, and that night only it clicked me. Why not do something like that in India, with a social motive? Because here in India, I don't need to open dairy farm or buy donkeys. I can just collaborate with the people who already own donkeys. And I started doing my research. Later I realized that when I communicated, when I went to the community, started spending time with the community people, I realized what all problems they are going through. Now I connected all the dots, and that's how I introduced donkey milk in Indian skincare market. So yeah.
Well, I felt like you stopped all of a sudden.
So I thought I'll cover rest and then I
Yeah,
answer. Yeah.
through the questions. Wonderful.
I also need the content to talk. Yeah.
So the first question comes to, I'm like, forget about what we actually like, meant for the questions. Just just know what I felt is like, why donkey? Like, why donkey? Like, a lot
Why
of
donkey?
people might actually question you, or like
Huh.
somebody might, I mean, like during your college days, or like you started all these things during your college days. So
Mhm.
some friends might have taunted you or like made fun of you.
Of course, actually, it happened. Even in community, people thought हम लोग काला जादू करने के लिए आए हैं when we asked for donkey milk from the community people. And in my class also, even I still remember the day I presented this idea in my class. Even my professor was laughing and what exactly she wants to do. And like, okay, dekhte hain. I had no idea where I'll find the donkeys because that day was the first day I ever heard about donkey milk myself. So when I gave the presentation, I had no idea where exactly will I find, no, I'm going to get the donkeys, how I'm going to milk them, how this thing going to turn into a social enterprise. I just wanted to give a presentation, a very innovative presentation, and I did.
So for this entire thing, like how your family and friends support
Okay,
in the
my
start, not
okay, okay. In starting, my family was obviously what do you expect from Indian families actually? Okay, so they were like कि अच्छे college से आए हो. They wanted me to pursue my further education, or they wanted me to take up the job. So I was placed a campus placement. I was placed with Rajasthan Livelihood, one of the government organization working on livelihood mission. I was placed there. So in college only, everyone was going for the job. Everyone was settling down, and I thought exactly what I want to do. And because of the peer pressure and also my family pressure, actually, I would say I joined Rajavika. The day I joined, next day I resigned. I came back to Delhi because I felt, like this is not something I want to do. This 9 to 5 things is not meant for me. I really want to try. I really want to work something. The project I want to continue. That time, my family was upset, to be very honest. At the same time, they were supportive. They said, okay, let's explore, let's do something. But they wanted me to do that project in Delhi NCR. And I did my project in Maharashtra, Solapur. So that was a big challenge. That's been 17, 18, 19 years I'm living in Delhi, never seen a donkey on road. So where to find donkeys in Delhi, actually. So, and they were very much reluctant, no, you cannot go back to Solapur. We will not allow you, do here. So, I started mobilizing. I started even in Delhi community, people, used to think that I'm crazy. My friends, I actually lost all the social connection during that period. It was really, really difficult period when you are very much into something and you want to do or want to achieve, but I had no idea exactly how you're going to do it. That phase is actually difficult for us and for anyone going through that.
Yeah, literally. I mean, like, yeah, thanks for that. Because like a lot of people don't easily share those thoughts. But however, that is very quite inspirational actually. Even though you had like no almost like very limited or no support, many of like you still took it forward. So just to come back to our session, like if we talk about your journey, I think it'll take a day. So just to start our conversation for this session, so let me start to understand like how do you define social entrepreneurship? Is there any certain thing you feel like?
Okay, social entrepreneur. I mean, I think any person who is pursuing novel application that has potential to solve a community-based problem, actually, potential to impact the community, impact a set of group or a target market, anything actually. It's not that always backward linkage को आपको target करना है. If it's not always that you have to create impact with to the marginalized people or in rural community. It could be any form of impact you are creating. So for me, having a positive impact is something I look for. I prefer that, if somebody is creating a positive impact in community or the society or the market, anywhere, they are the entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs.
So anything that is like can be community, can be anything. That is what. So the impact
Right,
is
right.
something you consider it as mandate.
Yeah, we actually associate social enterprise with the marginalized people or the less known communities or people with the disabilities. But social entrepreneurs can be anyone actually. There are many things we ignore, we do not talk about, and people are creating impact in that range. So those are people are also social entrepreneurs, I believe.
Wonderful. Wonderful to know. So you have such a broad definition of social. Like, yeah, again, coming back to your enterprise, social enterprise. So is there any, I mean, like, can you share then that specific story of your inspiration to start this?
Okay, my inspiration. Cool. Okay, so the reason to be very honest, since my bachelor's degree, I wanted to start something of my own. I was not sure exactly what. I thought that I'll open NGO and work with the farmers. Work on this mental health part of the farmers in Maharashtra, but I was not exactly sure. And when I went to TISS, I accidentally got into TISS actually. I was never a brilliant student, never scored more than 60% in my life. And TISS is one of the premier institutes. So you can imagine actually, it was accident. But I got into that. And when I entered the TISS, I got the exposure. I went to the field work. And during my field work only, it was so motivating for me, knowing, that was the first time I was seeing the rural India, ground level activities. So that actually motivated me to work. That actually motivated me to start something which actually directly impacting the community or the people. So when I got an opportunity to experiment, to do a pilot project, that time I thought I'll do something with the dairy sector. And obviously my research helped me. My research helped me to realize that I can do more better than this. And that's how I founded Organico.
Wonderful. So this is all very system oriented. Exposure gave you good
Yeah,
inputs.
sometimes your
Wonderful. Wonderful.
education plays important role. It gives you actually exposure.
Every time we ask somebody, what is your inspiration, they pick up some, I mean, like life, random one. So you got inspiration from some already existing system. And like when you visited field, were wonderful, wonderful to know. And yeah, why we, I mean, like we were actually, I mean, like for this session, we wanted USP should be the topic. And like we were looking for social enterprises actually. So somehow your organization always is a USP. USP among social enterprise one. That is where we actually choose you to actually talk much more about USP and all. So just I want you to talk about something. I mean, like the role, process, or developing. You might have struggled a lot for to develop some sort of a USP, especially having these stigmas around your entire product or like the kind of thing you are dealing with. So what is that actually, I mean, like made you to build a good USP around?
Okay, so okay, there are two type of market. One is less competitive. Second is the higher competition is there. So when it comes to the high competitive market, you can easily enter that sector. You can easily enter that market. But to stand out, you need some USP. To stand out, you need your own identity. Like for example, the skincare sector or the FMGC fast moving goods sector, and the competitive sector could be banking. I mean, okay, so when I decided that I want to experiment with donkey milk, and so first click was that I will sell donkey milk in Indian market. I'm talking about the process, how I realized that skincare is the best suited, and the donkey milk could be one of the USP for us. So I thought that I will sell donkey milk directly to consumer, and research played very important role. When you are planning for any USP, do the research actually, study the market. You will get to know so many things. When you were in ideation stage, you were not able to get thought. So when I decided that donkey milk is something I want to sell, and I did my research, and later I realized that selling donkey milk in India is not possible. It's a taboo in our country. People will not consume taboo, right? And then I started doing research again, because I was sure that sometimes it happened in social enterprise case that exactly where you want to work, but how you want to like take that USP or that resource to market, you are not sure. In my case, same happened, that I was sure that I want to work on donkey milk. I want to work with the donkey owner community, but how I'm going to introduce donkey milk in market, that was a challenge. And during my research only, there was some, I found out that there was a company in Europe and Egypt, they were selling donkey milk skincare products. I thought, okay, so let's come up with a plan B. If people cannot consume directly donkey milk, why not ask them to use it externally? That's how I thought, let's experiment with the skincare product. So here come one of the point, like, one of the challenge, that donkey milk is something people were not aware. People are still not aware in our country. Very less people are aware. So if you're selling, if your identity, sometimes your uniqueness can be a restriction, and that time you need a good communication, how you are communicating with your consumer, how you want to create identity. So research, I started doing research, only studied the market. Okay, there are thousands of skincare brand, how I can differentiate my brand in market. And because I never wanted to create one another Me Too brand again. So I studied and realized that I can actually, concentrate. I can segment the consumer. I can segment the market. And I decided that the thing I'm selling, rural community is not my market. The 2 tier, 3 tier cities are not my market. I have to sell that to those customer, the customer who will study, who will research before buying something. That was the click, actually, just the rough idea. And then only the process started. Step by step, we created a bunch of plans, like how we are going to utilize that, create the identity of my USP in market. And we communicated. Communication played very important role in setting up or establishing your USP in market.
Wonderful. So, I mean, like, as you ended with the same note, I was actually looking at the same question. As you said, like, many of the times, I mean, like, your journey to the, can you give any quote, like, when you started thinking about USP, you would have had some tagline in mind, and today you have some like more refined tagline or something. So,
Okay.
can you
Yeah.
state that two statements, or like two, when you started,
Okay.
when you finished it, or like.
Okay, the tagline part. Okay, so when I introduced Organico in market during my college, so the tagline was, I decided that beautifying life. So the reason we thought that this name will suit my company. I'm just starting from the scratch. So we thought that we are beautifying, we are impacting the community people, we are impacting the, like, what do you say, donkeys, we are impacting the children, children of the community. So we thought that beautifying life will suit that. And then, but later on, after you enter the market, you will get to know so many things, new things you never imagined during your college or during the ideation phase. So we realized that we changed the meaning of that tagline. The beautifying lives. Now we say that you beautify your life, the self love. You talk about the impact. At the same time, the skincare market is flooded with thousands or lakhs of skincare products, actually. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, communicating in a proper way, and time to time, you have to change that communication. Time to time, you have to experiment with the product also. You have to study the demand, what exactly the consumer wants. Okay, according to that you can develop the product. That we have done, actually. So also the pricing thing, we have reworked on our price part. So earlier we were selling, we were using the less ingredient. The cost for the unit price was little less. So we were selling for 250, 300 rupees. And then after doing the research, we realized that the people not gonna buy 200 or 150 ka soap, that to be the donkey milk soap, because the consumer will think that itna cheap hai to kuch galat hoga. And we reworked, after studying the market, we reworked the marketing price. We reworked on our pricing part, and we decided that price usi consumer ke market ke according we have to set. So when you enter the market, it's a continuous process. You cannot actually stop. You will, time to time, you will experiment, you will change according to the demand, according to the supply, according to your consumer perspective, everything, actually, market.
Wonderful. So it's never a end story. I mean, like, it will be continuous. Will be continuous.
Right.
That's a great learning we can have here. And of Because I mean, like in between, you were also mentioning about like the communication continuity and like constant relation with the market understanding and consumer. It's all very great, but like USP, I mean, like whenever a lot of, I mean, like all the management students or like a lot of institutions or like a lot of corporates do only talk about simple taglines, popularize the tagline, keep it simple, short, ऐसे popular करो, वैसे popular करो. And then what is this popularization is all about? Like, do you really need that popularization or like, is it happens because of the product or like, is it happens because of how entrepreneur or like how the organization does it?
Okay, popularize something, it's not that easy, and not always about one component. People focus on creating awareness associated with their taglines, but sometimes, as I said, that your uniqueness can be a limitation or a backdraw. Sometimes it can be, a success story. That depends how you are communicating, that depends how you are marketing your product or to whom you are marketing your product. Okay, so that actually helps you. In our case, if I say that, to make the product, to make our concept popular, we tried our best, that the consumer can feel associated with our story, consumer can feel connected with the things we are doing. So we, since the starting, we have made a supply chain which connects the stakeholders and customers. Okay,
Yeah.
and this makes it easier for consumer to connect with the cause we are working on and understand the benefit of our products. Because if we were selling that, हम donkey milk का soap बेच रहे हैं, आप खरीद लो, तो I believe that Indian consumer were not able to connect easily why they are selling the donkey milk. But now we are selling a story. We are selling a story that if you are buying this, you are impacting the communities. At the same time, there's a story associated with donkey milk. That is the story of Queen Cleopatra, that Egyptian lady, जो इजिप्ट की रानी थी, उनका एक स्टोरी के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है. So उसको जान के लोगों के अंदर कहीं ना कहीं they feel connected, they feel that अच्छा, they are using something luxurious, they are at the same time they are impacting the communities. So in social enterprise cases, most of the time what happen, you should actually help, you communicate to your consumer, communicate to your market, how you are impacting the communities. Your story should be heard by them actually, they will feel connected. So this will help you, or makes the task easier for them to popularize, for you to popularize your concept or create awareness in market.
So two things. I mean, like what I mean, like I understood or like how we can take from your journey is like the one thing is people have to pursue. I mean, like people make it popularized, and at the same time you have to push your popularization. So you have tried both the ways. That is how I mean, like the entire story is actually wonderful one. Like coming back to, I mean, like, is there anything like your USP? Whenever we say donkey milk, I mean, like for me, though, donkey milk itself is a USP. And especially, I mean, like you are actually connecting this with skincare products and all. So I have two questions here. Like, did you choose these skincare products based on the market side of understanding, or like you wanted to do something in skincare? That is first question. And then second one is like, does this have anything USP dealing with your stakeholders who like with the donkey rearing families or people?
Okay, I'll answer the first. Can you just repeat the first one first, and then let me come to second?
Yeah. So the first one is nothing but I'm asking, how did you choose your skincare products? Is it you did a lot of research around donkey milk and
Okay.
what can be done?
Okay. So now I started my journey as a student entrepreneur, first of all. Okay. So soap making was something I used to do before joining TS. It was just a hobby, DIY thing most of the youngsters do. When I decided that I want to enter this skincare sector, after deciding that selling donkey milk to community consumer will not be feasible idea. So when I decided that skincare could be one of the sector, the first thing clicked me that I already know how to make soaps. Let's experiment with that only. And my first product was soaps actually. Okay. And when you enter the market, when you start from the scratch, you do you experiment with the things you already know actually, to be very honest. That's what I did. And later realized that later after entering the market, people liked our product, we got the feedbacks, and also we did the research analysis, and we did our marketing research. We realized we got to know exactly what consumer wants. Okay, I just entered the market with the things I used to know, but later I realized that consumer demand is something different. They want specific type of soaps, they want a specific type of cream or the skincare. And later we started working on the demand. Later we started experimenting with the different recipes, so that we can give what they really want. That's how I decided that what will be our next product, or what will we are planning to launch.
Okay. Thank you, Pooja. It was like really very realistic one where everything falls in place. So the second question, if you remember, if you can't remember, I'll second question is more relevant to the stakeholder, like how USP is connected to the your primary stake, donkey rare families, donkey rares.
Okay, so our the main stakeholders are donkey owners basically. Okay, the star ingredient we are using, the USP you're talking about, we are taking from them only. So they played very important role. They are still playing very important role. I mean, and like donkey owners were first very reluctant at first. Like they were not convinced enough to sell donkey milk. As I said that it was very difficult for us to do the mobilization in first phase, because we were asking for something they never heard of. They have donkeys, but they never tried milking donkeys. They never heard that donkey can also give them milk. And still I got, when I do the new mobilization, or we enter the new communities, we still receive these kind of question. Acha donkey bhi doodh deti hai kya? Abhi we still do receive those kind of question. So dealing with the stakeholder was challenging in starting, but honestly, our motive was not only to create market, but our motive was also to create the communities, to tell people how selling donkey milk can create impact in communities, how they will have a stable livelihood opportunity. And again, I'm continuously repeating communication, because branding, positioning, marketing, or even the social enterprise, everything is all about communication, how you communicate. The language will be different. In market, you can communicate in different language. In community, you will go and communicate in different language with different way how they want to understand the thing. Yeah, so that's what we did. We entered the market, we started spending time with them. We entered the community, we started spending time with them. We talked to them, we actually make them realize that no, you have a resource, you have a golden milk, and you're not utilizing them. So if you sell donkey milk, you will get 2,000 rupees. And imagine they were earning 200, 150 rupees per day that time. Okay, and and of course that if you are getting 200 or 150 rupees, their monthly income was 7,000 something, average of 7,000 to 8,000. And we convince them that they will get minimum of 15,000 as an income, as an income when they get associated with us. So that's how, sometimes when you work with the community, work with the marginalized, they don't care. To be very honest, they don't care about the impact, but they care about how what exactly you are giving to them, because that is the language they understand. Okay, they will not understand GDP पे कैसे हम लोग impact करेंगे, या फिर market कैसे हम create करेंगे, अच्छा luxury product बना रहे. They don't care actually. All they want to know exactly what they will be getting in return, and that is the key, or that is the key to communicate with the stakeholders. How sometimes it happen, not in our case, any enterprise. Maybe you are working with the disabled people, or maybe you're planning to work with the marginalized farmers. So how you will be impacting their lives, so how you will be impacting their livelihood or home or their family, that will help you, with dealing with the stakeholders.
Oh, perfect. I mean, like, yeah. What can more expect from donkey rearing families, or like very low income families? They are first bothered about their income rise, or like, fair enough. So you mentioned like it was initially it was tough to convince them. What was the tough thing? I mean, like, were they not convincing to sell their milk to you, or is it about something else?
Okay, they were not ready to listen actually. Like anyone here who has already worked in communities, they already know that when you enter the community, it is difficult. They will not listen to you, whether you want to create impact or pay them some money or anything. They don't want to hear you at all, because they are happy with whatever they have. you know, they don't want कि आप मुझे 5,000 दे दो, 10,000 दे दो, उनके पास 2,000 भी आ रहा है, वो खुश है, उनको कंफर्ट है उसमें. तो उस लेवल में व्हेन यू एंटर द कम्युनिटी, उस लेवल में उस कंफर्ट जोन से उनको खींच के बाहर लाना इज वन ऑफ द डिफिकल्ट टास्क, यू नो, व्हेन यू प्लान टू डू द मोबिलाइजेशन. So that was one of the challenge we faced actually. Okay, 2,000 rupees a liter is fine. We will give you the stable livelihood. That is also fine. But they were not ready to listen that कि ऐसा भी वो कर सकते हैं. We have this zeal of doing something new. They don't. In communities, you will not find people who want to experiment something. Even they are getting 100 rupees, 200 rupees per day, they are satisfied. They don't want to experiment because they think that government or the common people like us will loot them, to be very honest. So that was the difficult phase. And but yeah, communicating, spending time with them, you know, like jiggling with the community people will help you enter the community and help exactly your enterprise to convey them exactly what you want to do with.
So currently, how many such families you work with?
We have 45.
Wonderful, wonderful. And yeah, that's great. Then I have one more question around USP itself. So we were actually talking about, I mean, like in every question, almost you talked about the communication, the continuity behind USP, developing or evolving it. So what if like, when should we feel, any enterprise should feel we have established our USP, and like how do you nourish it or like continuously develop? Is there any
Okay.
such stage, or like do you feel so, or like is there any input on that?
Okay. So okay. Um, See, market is very competitive. Okay, even you feel that you have established your USP, but you cannot stop working actually on establishing the USP. Okay, so you have to continuously work. You have to continuously create awareness. Talk about your USP. Sometimes you have to redefine it. Sometimes you have to experiment with your communication. That's how you will be, you know, like. Have the position in market. Your position will be एक what do you say, एक proper position पे आप रह पाएंगे, एक steady position पे आप चल पाएंगे. So establishing a constant USP can take some time, of course. Once a final USP is established, then what we can do, I believe that you know, from different, you know, we can build all the form of advertisement, campaign, social media post, website. We can, you know, create awareness in market. We can do offline, online marketing. That depends on you. Not only in market, but apart from the market, the social, that impact part. Okay, even in communities, you continuously have to work because you never know when you will be needing more resources or more supplies. So this USP thing will continue in community also. You know, you have to do the workshop, you have to create awareness in communities, tell people about the benefit of donkey milk. Continuously side by side आपको mobilize करके रखना पड़ेगा. Side by side you have to work on your database of the community people, because definitely if you are starting an enterprise, you start an enterprise with the motive to scale up, right? You don't want to stop. You don't want to stop with the 45 people. You don't want to stop with the 100 people. You want to create an impact, right? So the USP, you know, like honestly, you have to continuously work from both the angles, from the market perspective and the social perspective. You have to continuously work, create awareness actually. Okay, now that we have the social media, now we have the technology, so creating awareness in market is little easy. But although you need the strategy, you need a effective on digital marketing plan to create or work on the awareness part.
Yeah, thanks, Pooja. I mean, like, it's a wonderful input actually. So USP cannot be established. That's where I'm taking, like, yeah, it could be established, but like you should be continuously experimenting,
Working to
communicating,
establish
like
it.
reiterating. So that should be a continuous process rather than, yeah, you should not feel like, this is established and like now I can do whatever I want. So there is nothing like that, but you should evolve it continuously.
Right.
Thanks for that input. Like the next question I have is something like USP. I mean, like the entire USP or like whatever we do in any enterprise generally to push the sales and everything. And like we know many of the markets in like in India or like Indian markets itself is very price sensitive. Like most of the, like we can say is Asian countries are having price sensitive markets more likely. and then other countries are like maybe less inclined towards the price. But like nowadays, every market is price sensitive. So how do you, I mean, like this entire selling proposition or like the value you sell, how do you reflect price versus value of the product you sell? So that is what we wanted to. Does that link
Okay.
anything with USP?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So actually, you are selling your USP in market. Okay. What experiment the core of marketing is your USP. Actually, you are selling your USP. How you are communicating. Again, same things. Okay. I will be repeating. So in our case, we promote our product component as a ancient beauty secret. Okay. People are like this Asian thing, Ayurveda, Egyptian beauty, these are the hyped in our country. And we work on that. When we were deciding what USP we want to serve, we come up with innovative concept like how we can sell our USP in market, what story we can give them. And story will help you to decide your pricing. Study is your story will decide you to identify the market, what kind of market can actually connect with your story. In Organico's case, rural people or a 2-3 tier city cannot connect with our story or the price factor. Okay, so because we need educated, no, we need a high class or elite class or niche market. Actually, the market who experiment, who's ready to experiment. Okay, and those market will actually pay the price of what you are selling, pay the price of the things you are selling. So we promote our product component and Asian beauty. We talk about expensive pricing of donkey milk and the superiority of quality, the donkey milk, because that's how they will, associate with your pricing factor. How why you have this high price value, why you have a soap for 500 rupees or handicraft, anything like for 2000 rupees. So you have to show them exactly what you are doing, why they are expensive. Then only they will feel connected. The price proposition strategy also, apart from that, you need a customer service. Okay, because if somebody is paying 2000 for a scarf, for example, if they also looking for a better customer service, after service, actually anything, so that also you need. In our case, we have 24/7 customer service where we solve all the queries of customer, because we are dealing with very innovative product, we are dealing with very sensitive, very new concepts. So definitely before using, customers have queries, customers want to know exactly what all ingredients we are using, how to use, how not to use, where to use, बच्चे use कर सकते हैं, बहुत different type के उनके पास queries आते हैं. Communicate, we communicate the price factor, we communicate why our price is so high, because we are giving them that value, we are actually giving them the ingredient nobody is offering, we are giving them a story nobody is telling. So these kind of these component actually help you to like establish your pricing selling strategy, and also your consumer can feel connected with the pricing part.
Yeah, that's great. That's great actually to learn. And yeah, I mean, like which makes me to like leads me to one more question from there. So how this exactly? I mean, like we have been talking like from few minutes now regarding USB characteristics or develop, evolve, all these things. But like typically when it comes to practice, you have a very different product or like very stigma oriented, like lot of society opposition. Definitely, we feel you're like I could definitely feel USP is your kind of enterprise. Definitely working on work. So how many times you have actually changed this USP of your product practically? Like, does it actually have you changed it or like changed it how
Okay.
many times?
Okay, we haven't changed the USP of the product, but yeah, we have changed how we communicating our USP in market. That we have done actually. So when we were continuously marketing the donkey milk, we were doing intense marketing for donkey milk, and we started getting the reviews, we started getting the feedback, and people suggested that people will not feel donkey milk, and luxury, they cannot connect. So we try to glorify the donkey milk, we tried कि किस वे में हम sophisticated way में donkey milk को market में stabilize कर सकते हैं. We rename the donkey milk as golden milk revolution. And all our products, all our marketing material, everything now have the golden milk concept. So people actually, when we communicate, when we see that it's a combination of ancient Egyptian beauty secret, Indian Ayurveda, people are very curious. What exactly is Indian, no, Egyptian beauty secret? They research, they go to website, they pick our products from the market to read, and when they read golden milk vaccine, and then they search what golden milk is, and that is their shocking or very surprising part, that oh, they are using the donkey milk component. So changing the USP sometimes is not possible, because that is the main ingredient, or that is the main motive behind your starting the enterprise. But communicating the USP in right manner will play an important role. Now, for example, we all know about the Tata Nano case, right? How they have marketed their product and it went down and all. So that kind of feedback or that kind of case study will help you redefining the market, or working on your USP. Now, communicating in a right way to your consumer, telling them exactly what you are selling, how you are selling, and like this will help you. This will help you in marketing the product. This will help you create your own identity in market, actually.
Yeah. So I have one last question, not directly relevant to the USP, but like, so the entire, I mean, like you, Organico as a social enterprise, and like now the stakeholders, your primary stakeholders are very important, and like the kind of market you have reached is huge, and you had a very good success story around this, and you expanded it very much. So what is the like kind of leadership role attached to this entire success? Can you like?
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So I think leadership is not restricted to humans only, but also to the organizations. And my effort to create an ecosystem that promotes donkey rearing has now impacting the communities, actually now creating. So in my case, how I see the leadership is that to be a leader, you have to develop more leaders. You have to work on the, you have to create leadership skill in your team, in your enterprise, in the communities also. So this actually helped me. Recently we introduced this micro entrepreneurship model in community, where we are asking women to come forward and participate in donkey rearing. So we have female donkey, we have male donkeys, right? So we are working with the female donkeys only. What about the male donkeys? So we create awareness, we create this leadership quality in women, that if male of the family can take the male donkey to construction or bricklines anywhere they were earlier working, and the females should come forward and they take care of the female donkeys. They participate in the milking process. In that way, both the male and female of the family can contribute to the household income. This is one of the form of leadership. This is one of the leadership skill we are trying to develop in community. When I say that leadership is not restricted to only the founders, only the teams, it should actually go to your organization, the community you're working to. Okay. In to be a successful social enterprise, make sure you are creating leaders in communities. You are creating somebody who जो खुद के लिए अपना खुद के लिए स्टार्ट कर सके, खुद के लिए एक्सपेरिमेंट कर सके. एक लीडरशिप क्वालिटी किसी के अंदर आ जाती है तो वो खुद आगे आना पसंद करेगा, rather than you telling them what to do, what not to do all the time. So that kind of leadership skill, that kind of quality will help you establishing your enterprise, at the same time also establishing a good strong community.
Wherever there is a, I mean, like critical need or like criticality of the system or like criticality of the resources, you have to build a leader there. That is what, I mean, like precisely you're talking about, I guess. So you're finding it like community has to have a leader. Every level you want to have leadership. Should be a practice rather than just a leader or something. Thank you. And yeah, almost like I have few more questions, but like I want, we already received 2 questions in chat, I guess. I'll just read it out for you, Pooja. Is it okay?
Yeah, please.
So we have question from Nidhi. So I'm just reading it out. So when entering a new market in a very niche area, how do you justify the trade-off between scalability and unique value proposition? And
Sorry,
impact
can
was.
you Can you repeat the question? I didn't
So
get.
when entering in a when entering to a new market in very niche area, like very specific areas, like how do you justify the trade-off between scalability and USP?
The trade, okay,
Sorry,
okay.
unique
So,
value proposition, not USP,
uh,
value.
okay. So both are actually interconnected in my point of view. Okay, when you're entering a new market, that depends. As I said, that there are two type of market. One is very competitive, one is less competitive. And you are entering the competitive market, you have to come up with something, innovative. You have to come up with something which, like, for example, okay, so when you're entering a market which is high competition, you to create your own identity, you need something. You need an identity yourself. That time it will help you. We cannot. We can वो दोनों चीज को हम अलग नहीं कर सकते. वो एक साथ ही चलेगा, पैरेलली ही चलेगा. न्यू मार्केट को स्केल करने में. And the communication, obviously, you have to understand your market, the segmented market, who you are serving to, study them, and then communicate to them, create awareness about your uniqueness in market, how you want to, what you are selling to. So the same step I have explained during our conversation, the same step will follow the here also.
Yeah. And she was also keen to learn about the same thing, I guess, in for the impact versus the same impact versus the scale also. So previously she was asking about the value proposition versus scale, and like now she's also asking about impact versus scale. So
Impact
scale,
versus impact versus scale. Okay, that depends exactly what you are planning to do. Okay, whether you want to have a pure business, or a social business, that impact part will depend on that. Okay, because if you are planning, no, scalability is possible in both the cases. Whether it's an impact enterprise or a normal enterprise, scalability is possible. But we are talking about the impact versus the scalability. So here you have to decide exactly what is your motive, whether you want the impact. In our case, for example, we get a lot of angel investor or the VCs approached us. They want us to eliminate the social part. They do not want us to work on the social part. They say कि you अपना खुद का farm open कर लो and produce करो high quantity में sell करो, because they want the return. Here my thing is that I cannot lose my social essence of the enterprise, right? So we say no. So that impact part depends on you sometimes. Okay, scalability is possible in both the term, but sometimes scalability is slow when it comes to the impact. उस जब आप इम्पैक्ट और स्केलेबिलिटी को साथ ही लेके जा रहे हो तो शायद वो स्लो होगा. जो चीज 2 साल में आपको मिल जाती है, अगर आप सिर्फ नॉर्मल बिजनेस होते, मे बी उसमें 3 साल लग सकता है. Sometimes it has limitation, depends on your business model or depends on the things you are working on.
yeah. Yeah, as you said, like it is always dependable. And somehow impact and scale also go together also, right? Pooja?
Yeah, actually, as I said, that obviously in both the cases, impact and scalability can go together, but the speed can be slow some. Right? कभी कभी ऐसा हो सकता है. That is why I said that, for example, there are even many enterprises. I don't know whether you guys know that Rolex is a social enterprise. Okay, it's an NGO basically, a non-profit organization, and they are selling the luxurious product. Their impact is great. Their product have the value in market. That depends. Okay, at the same time, there are enterprises which are dealing with the social part and the impact part. I know one of the enterprise working since 7 years. They have very awesome impact in communities. They are working with 5 communities all in Delhi NCR, impacting the thousands of people. But the scalability of the product is very slow because they are much focused on the impact part. They are very much focused on the impact part. All the same time, I know someone, they are doing the pure business. They don't care about the impact thing. The business is going pretty good, pretty good, but they don't have the impact thing. Both can go together. Sometimes both can be different part. That depends like how you want to take your enterprise.
Yeah, thank you, Pooja. So we have one more question also from Apurva. I'll just reading out. Really inspiring story and actually wonderful entrepreneurial initiative. Please share something about business model of your enterprise. And secondly, this is the first question. And second question is, what, as per you, is the important factors for sustainability and resilience in organic?
Okay, the business model of our enterprise, it's very
I
simple
guess
actually.
Pooja.
Yeah.
Hello, Pooja.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Hello.
hope hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, perfect.
So was was it audible? The question I read it for you. Do you want me to
Yeah.
read it again?
No. I have the question here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so business model of my enterprise. Okay, so my business model is very, very simple. Okay, we collaborate with the donkey owner community. We purchase milk from them. We build communities. We impact the communities. And at the same time, we work on the donkey population part and their children. So this part I haven't, like covered during my briefing. So now we are also impacting the children, the in communities, because earlier they were migrating, the parents were migrating for stable livelihood opportunity. Now they are working as a working as a as a dairy farmers basically. So their children can complete the education, they can complete finish their education, they don't have to migrate with their parents and all. So our business model is impactful. Okay, secondly, we are converting that into the milk, converting that into the products and selling through our all e-com platforms. So for the revenue part, we are very much clear that we want to go online first and then we will go offline. We are not experimenting with the offline market right now. 90% of revenue we are generating through our online e-commerce platforms, Amazon, Flipkart. We have our own e-com, Organico.in. So from there we are doing our sales, most of the sales. Yeah, so this is very, very basic, very simple. We business plan we are using. We don't want to complicate it. We don't want to make it, obviously कि कुछ लोग होते हैं कि बहुत ज्यादा उसको कॉम्प्लिकेटेड दिखाने की कोशिश करते हैं सीरियस एंटरप्राइज बनाने के लिए. वी डोंट वांट दैट. वी हैव लाइक कंटिन्यूसली हम लोग बहुत सिंपल वे में इसको रखा है कि लोगों को कम्युनिकेट कर पाए, बिकॉज अभी when we do the marketing, we actually communicate our business plan, our story to consumer also.
Thank you. And you want to take up the next part of the question?
Right, important factor for sustainability. Okay, I guess that our idea, our product, our community, everything is sustainable in our case. I believe that, because the way we are building the communities, the way we are using our product, making our product, the packaging, everything is going, the okay, everything is going in a sustainable manner. We are trying to impact communities, we are trying to create impact in every area we are entering into, whether it's a community part or the market part or the packaging, anything. Actually, we are trying to create impact everywhere.
So the sustainability part, basically, I mean, like, is it impact giving you sustainability? The more impact you create and like the more sustainability you bring into your organization.
Yeah, actually, in our case, actually, our impact is giving us the sustainability. That's how we measure our sustainability in Organico.
Okay. The especially sorry in between. So participants, I mean, like you can see a poll. So this is a feedback you can just give it an answer. Simply give us feedback so that we improve further. So if at all somebody has any other questions, like please post in Q&A box, like in the chat box. So just to have, as I said, like I have many other questions also. Pooja, I just wanted to hear from you about like what is that you want to see in this entire social enterprise ecosystem. I mean, like by the time you started your venture, a lot of people might not even understand like what is social enterprise. So that they would have asked like, so what क्या है social enterprise? ऐसा भी होगा. Nowadays we see many people around us are like started understanding social enterprise ये होता है वो होता है. like at least they, even though there is no like perfect definition of social enterprise, but like still people understand what is the big difference between any regular enterprise and social enterprise. And being you as a social entrepreneur, what is that you want to see in this entire ecosystem? Where what is that big change or like critical
Okay.
change you want to see?
Right, right. Okay, so I'd say that when I was I'll start from the beginning. So when I was in my bachelor's, okay, I never heard the term social enterprise. Even when I applied for TIS's social enterprise course, I never heard the term. Okay, I just knew entrepreneurship. I knew the meaning of entrepreneurship. That is why I applied there. In 2016 to 2022, the scenario has changed. The impact has changed. Now the social enterprise term is very trending. Most of the youngsters, they want to enter this. Even the elderly people, the adults, they also want to experiment with the social enterprise thing. Earlier, I still remember that in 90s, people were not, even any normal business were not highlighting their social impact part. Now that all the MNCs, they focus on the social impact. They talk about their social impact part. The scenario, the picture of social enterprise and community in our country is changing. And definitely I would love to see more people coming into this sector, more people coming into this area. And during COVID also, we have seen I think जो COVID का पूरा scene था वो social enterprise ने संभाला बहुत अच्छे से. Different enterprises also came into the picture during COVID. So I know, like, the ecosystem, this actually help us gain insight about different problems society is facing. So I would definitely love to see more young people coming, and people are entering the social enterprise sector. Okay, we are doing the webinar on social enterprise. I know पहले last 2 year में, पिछले 3 साल पहले nobody was talking.
Yeah.
किसी को पता भी नहीं था, हम लोग बात भी नहीं करते थे, right? And
Yeah.
now that every other day I see social enterprise का webinar and everything. So yeah, it's the enterprise. I think the next business model will be social model. I think the social model will highlight or take on the nation.
There is a perfect need, especially in India.
Right,
I'm
right, right.
so
Developing
big.
country like us, we need more social entrepreneurs.
Great to hear that. And I'll put like last question from my end. I guess it is also from the participants. And so here, like we had good participants and like especially these people, and like somehow a lot of people disappeared, I guess now. So what is that you want us to do, like to figure out whether we are social entrepreneurs or
Okay, if you're still figuring out whether to be a social entrepreneur or not, I would say read more about the social entrepreneurs, because trust me, reading or knowing about the social entrepreneurs interact. This is the one of the opportunity currently have. There are many actually. And the technology is making everything accessible. You can directly talk to the entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs. This will definitely gonna motivate you to work for communities. Having a successful business is definitely an achievement, okay, for anyone. But having a successful social enterprise is very satisfactory. You will get the satisfaction you can never ever imagine your life that you can get from working 9 to 5 or working, sorry, I should not quote this, even working with the Google or the Facebook. The satisfaction you will get when you are impacting the communities, when you're helping someone, is it's very unique, very different actually. So if you're still struggling to work, whether you should continue with the social enterprise, start the social enterprise, or the normal business, then definitely my answer is that please read more, please watch videos, see the impact. Actually, I'm not talking about like watch the videos or the interviews of social enterprise. I'm talking about please watch the videos of how social enterprises are creating impact, the short movies and everything. This will help you. This will help you to identify your potential area. This will help you identify your skill set, whether you are interested in social enterprise domain or not. So these are the things, and you have the technology now.
Thank you so much, Pooja. Yeah, I mean, like it was not just about USP, but like I feel like now I know more about much more, like completely about organic after this like session. And however, one of the guy from participants was actually asking to reach out to you. So what we'll do is like we'll communicate through mail whenever he reaches out through the mail. We'll get back to you. Otherwise,
Definitely, definitely. Yeah.
that is one way we generally deal.
You can
Otherwise,
also reach me, please connect me on LinkedIn. I'm available there or Facebook. I definitely would love to connect.
maybe if you can spell out the search in LinkedIn, that would be good.
Pooja Kaul, Pooja Kaul, and Facebook is same actually.
Wonderful. Yeah, thank you so much, Pooja, for being here, and like
Thank you.
look forward for many such sessions.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Parvati.
Yes.
So Parvati is actually the backbone of everything, and she's always behind. So, do we have anything more, or like can we close?
Yeah, we can close. Thank you all. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, Vijender.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Parvati and participants. Bye bye.